Hey, this is Fearful. Welcome to the track breakdown for 73, collaborative project with Amir De Bois. It's on Diffrent music, and yeah, in this part one, we're going to be taking you through the bass sounds and how those are made, and a little preview as well. Part two, we'll be looking at drums. Part three will be the effects and pads. We'll link all of the videos as they get uploaded below. And finally, please smash the like button, hit subscribe if you enjoy the content. And yeah, without further ado, let's crack on with the video. Let's have a listen to the track in its entirety, and then we'll move on to seeing how it's all made up and all the different kind of techniques we use to make it. Okay, that was the track. Let's start things off with looking at the bass. Close all of these other things. So the bass is very, very simple. We've actually bounced a lot of this stuff down in sound design sessions separately. So we had palettes that we worked with originally, and then we brought those in as samples. And this is already the second session where you can see a lot of these have come in as stems, and that's to make the mixing process much simpler. To start with, we've got this drone here. So that has a pitch kind of modulation going on, slowly pitch bending down and up and down and up. And that's just an LFO. I originally made this using a reactor patch. Now I don't have the original patch which I edited, but I found the patch that it was based on. And if I solo that and hit a key, hopefully you can hear some of the similarities between that sound. I removed some of the kind of more stabby elements in there where there is an LFO kind of cutting down, because I wanted it to be a smoother sound. I really liked some elements of it, and I can't tell you how I did it. It's really just finding this preset and then messing around until I had removed everything. This is a ensemble for Reactor called the CloudLab 200T. I believe this is the second version of it. The plugin is now, there's a third version of it, which is much updated and I believe much easier to use, but I haven't had a chance to play with it yet. But yeah, I recommend, if you've got Reactor, having a look at the Reactor user library, because there's lots of great user-made plugins which are good starting off points for anything really. You can really get into the weeds with complex modular reimaginings, and can get pretty complex. So I like to, pretty much every track, grab some kind of preset and morph it into something new. Even if it's not morphing it much, but just something to get the vibe. And that drone for me was a big proponent of setting the mood early on in the track, because we knew this is going to be a percussive led track, so most of the work is in the drums, and you can see that from just the sheer amount of drum channels there are. And these are all groups, and they've got numerous tracks within them. But back to the bass. So that drone patch essentially just repeats later on, leading into the breakdown, and then through the second drop, which it doesn't do at the beginning. So it's a bit of a tease, that initial one. And then we have it coming back for the outro, just as a kind of wind down. The sub is also really simple. It's made up of this, it's really just a sine wave with ever so slight saturation going on. If we look at it on the scope, if you watch that area down here, it just every now and then that movement picks up. And this essentially repeats. It's very simple. But then later on for the second drop, wanted a bit more movement in there, because the drums pick up, becomes a bit more of a two-step rhythm. Not two-step rhythm, but becomes a bit more of a less sparse rhythm. If we hear the rhythm in this early bit. And then comparing it to the second drop. So yeah, there's far more going on. You've actually got snares coming in. It's a bit more upbeat. So I wanted the sub to complement that. And to do that, I just added a tremolo to it, essentially, which I believe I just did with volume automation at the time. It's just that fundamental. This track didn't really require much else in terms of bass. I wanted this to be very percussion-led and also effects-led, because there's a lot of sounds that Amir made which are extremely textural, and they convey a lot of the things that you would usually find in mid-bass sounds very well. So we didn't want to cloud that area, we wanted them to shine on their own. In fact, let's have a listen to the gritty effects with the sub, just to give you an idea of. So yeah, there's a lot of movement coming from that, which you would usually get from mid sounds in my other tracks.